Hey YouTube, this is Chad with Life and Biohacks. I'm back in Kansas City. Today's focus is on my dealings with alcoholism, or now a lot of people like to call it AUD, alcohol use disorder. That really covers a wide range of everything from the daily drinker to the binge drinker. And that's pretty much where I was at. I was a binge drinker. I can go, months, weeks. It's usually just months or weeks. I've never just gone years without drinking since I started drinking. Until recently, I'm a full year in recovery. Well, I'll be a full year in like a week and a half. No alcohol at all whatsoever. And, my story is went to college, really started drinking in college. Frat parties, all that sort of thing. Really just drank whenever I'd go out. When I got out of college and married, I kind of did the same thing, but it just, I just one of those people. If I drank one beer, 99 times out of 100, I'm gonna, drink to get drunk, and that's pretty much what I've realized. A lot of people don't realize that they have this disorder. They want to call it alcoholism. Alcoholism, most people think it's, oh yeah, it's the person drinking every single day, sitting on the side of the street, just no home, homeless. And what I've really found within myself is, it's if I drink one, I have that craving to keep drinking more. The normal person who doesn't have this disorder, they can have one and not worry about it, or drink a half of a beer and just let it sit there and not worry about it, just like a soda, like it's no big deal. And unfortunately, I can't do that. Right now, I don't think about beer. I don't drink it, but I do know if I have one, maybe I could handle it today. But within, 1 to 2 times of me doing it, I'll be right back to square one, drinking until I'm drunk. And so the way I discovered this, I had one DUI when I was married, another DUI. I got into an accident, I hit a median with a company vehicle, lost my job there. You figured I'd stop then. I did for about a month, and then I didn't realize I had any kind of problem. I knew I had a drinking problem, just, if I just backed off on it, I'd be okay. And the thing that really made me realize that I had this problem, and that it was, and how this disorder just gets worse. It can never get better over time. It always gets worse. Is I dated someone who was a lot more severe than me. Someone who would just go on 3 or 4 day binges, and I originally stopped to not influence her, and that didn't work because that person needs to want to do it themselves. But that's what I thought originally, and then it kind of started scaring me. Like, once I started learning about this, I went to what was called Al-Anon. We'll get in that when I get to the codependent video on codependency, and how I enabled this person to keep doing what they're doing instead of helping them. I noticed that she would have these withdrawals and everything, and that I went to Al-Anon, like I said, which was to help me learn about the alcoholics. I thought it was to help me learn how to control the alcoholic, but it's actually how to take care of myself. The group I went to was a little too depressing. It kind of made me sad. So what I ended up doing, she convinced me to start going to one of her AA groups, and it was more fun. I learned a little bit more. Someone told me maybe get a sponsor. She did. And then someone else who's been in the program for 19 years told me, hey, it might be a good idea. It couldn't hurt. So I did. And anyway, after getting into it, getting a sponsor just to improve myself, say, hey, whatever. I didn't really think I was an alcoholic or had AUD, I guess. But in AA, they call it alcoholism. I finally, after a sponsor, started reading the book of Alcoholics Anonymous. I realized I had this problem. I was able to see, oh, wow, I really am, and I do have this disease or this disorder. So that's really kind of what happened. And then I was sober for, like, I guess 8 months. went on vacation. She kind of convinced me, it's vacation, it'd be okay. And this was before I really learned how the process works, and I couldn't fully control it. And then I did, and I started seeing that I was start developing that pattern again. And I was already at the point, though, self-realization, like, hey, if I don't stop now, I'm gonna just have this problem. I realized that myself, instead of just going through all the Alcoholics Anonymous books and realizing, from a physiological and medical standpoint, it's just going to get worse. You're not going to, you can't just keep drinking and be like, oh yeah, it's just going to get better. It just doesn't work that way. So anyway, and now, I've had a few setbacks here and there, but now I've been sober for a full year. Life's getting on track. In the beginning, it's tough. You use drinking to push you through the difficult times. And what I've realized is, life is about challenges. Life is about that fear. Life is about pushing through that fear. And once you come out on the other side and realize fear really is, if you heard the acronym false evidence appearing real, 98% of the stuff we do out there, fear really doesn't exist. The consequences of that fear aren't really that bad. Fear was originally intended, for us to, if a lion or a saber-toothed tiger is chasing us, or we're in physical danger, to, push us, get that adrenaline rush and push us further to get out of that situation. But nowadays, most of it's just stress of things that really aren't going to kill us. We just are scared of it. So if you just really push past that fear and you kind of realize, oh, wow, wasn't that bad, you just keep doing it, your confidence will develop and life will just get better. And now I'm just to a point where sometimes I welcome it, where before I'd be like, I got to drink to do this, or, there's a big sale, I got to have a few drinks before I try to make this big sale, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, just kind of wanted to do a short video on kind of where I'm at with that. I am in AA. I'm on step, I'll be step 10 here shortly. And then, kind of, am I going to do this forever, the AA thing? I don't know. Right now it's working, and I'm excited to start sponsoring others and start helping other people out with, with this disease or disorder. And I guess that's about it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Go into a little bit more of the codependency on being with an alcoholic and how that kind of worked on my side, and how it got into a cycle of abuse, which is absolutely crazy. So we'll get into that, and then I'll have another one on abuse and what that cycle of abuse looked like and how I actually started contributing to that abuse. At first I was the victim, but then I became both the victim, and the abuser. So, verbal abuse and all sorts of crazy stuff. So anyway, please drop a like if you found this video helpful, and subscribe if you want to be notified of more upcoming videos. Thanks.